going to be doing this all in one take because, well, I wasn't expecting to do a video at all. But, yeah, I just don't feel like doing it over and over again if I mess up on a line. Anyway, because I missed a lot of new Pokemon last part, and there are a lot more coming up, I figured I'd just use this whole part to explain all of the Pokemon from the last video and the upcoming videos, just to save me some time and frustration. So here we go. Jigglypuff is an annoying sack of crap, and I hate him. He's a fairly decent normal type with quite a bit of defense and HP. He always uses Sing when you need it the least. 5 HP remaining. Sing. 1 Pokemon left in your party. Sing. Even when you sleep at night. F-O-E. When you fucking least expect it. F-O-E. This joke pisses Greg off. F-O-E. Anyway, he's a decent normal type, but I actually skip him for Clefairy. Oh, I forgot it was... That's a segue. Oh, I didn't know it was that smart in my writing. But I'd actually skip him for Clefairy is just like Jigglypuff, but better. Oh, that was a really slipshod segue. It has much higher special stat and can learn a lot of moves the Jigster can't. I really recommend Clefairy over the Jigster, just in terms of sheer utility and offensive capabilities. Excuse me. Alright, you can buy a Magikarp from an NPC in the Poke Center just outside of Mount Moon. Magikarp is useless until level 20 when it evolves into Gyarados. Gyarados is one of the strongest water-type Pokemon in the game and can contend with even Blastoise toe-to-toe. If you really need power in your team, look no further. The way to level up Magikarp is to put it in the front of the party and then switch it out at the beginning of the battle, giving it half the EXP. Zubat is a flying poison type and evolves into Golbat. Zubat in this generation is useless. Skip him. The only possible use you can have for this thing is to buffer fighting type attacks, but there are only 2 kinds of fighting type moves that do damage that can be weakened by resistances: low kick and submission. Skip Zubat this generation. He isn't worth it. Geodude is one of my favorite rock type Pokemon. Not for any particular reason, I just really like his design. If you can manage to evolve him into a Golem by trading after Geodude has evolved into Graveler, then I recommend picking this one up if you like Geodudes. And keep in mind that it's quad weak to both water and grass type moves, so it may not be that useful immediately. Alright. Mini-Mark Parasol in this game is useless because its quad weaknesses to fire, flying, and poison. That's a lot of weaknesses. But also consider that Paras and Parasect are the only Pokemon in this game that can learn the move Spore, which puts your opponent to sleep 100% of the time. For those of you who aren't aware of how utterly broken Sleep and Frozen are in this game, Sleep can last for an entire battle in Generation 1. Also, this was before you were able to use a move on the turn your Pokemon woke up, so if your Pokemon woke up and was put back to sleep in the same turn, there wasn't shit you could do about it. This is why I chose Paras as my 4th Pokemon. Shit. I think I'm coming down with something. Oh well. Then we have Ekans in red version. I think it's red version anyway. I mean, if not, then I'm going to be really, really mad at myself, because then that means I could have gotten Sandshrew, and I love Sandshrew. Anyway, Ekans is an alright poison type. I definitely don't dislike the Ekans family, and I can say that you won't have much of a problem using an Ekans to its maximum potential in Generation 1, considering that as long as you're faster in this game, the move Rap will rape your opponent's team. No joke. As long as you're faster, they can't do a damn thing to stop your Rap of rape. I'm not even joking. That's how it worked in this game. In blue version, you'll get Sandshrew. I really hope it's in blue version, because if it's in red version, I am going to be pissed. Which is one of my favorite ground types. It has good attack and defense, and doesn't have very many drawbacks. If you want something that has power as well as defense, then look no further. Then there's Oddish. Oddish is one of your only options for grass types in this game, along with Bellsprout, Paras, Execute, and Tangela. Oddish is, in my opinion, the superior between it and Bellsprout, considering that grass-type moves are all special-based, and its special stat is higher than Bellsprout's in the end. It's a bit slow, but you really don't have much of an option here. Bellsprout is, again, in my opinion, inferior between it and Oddish. It's just as slow, but its attacking stats are more evened out. This isn't useful to me, as all I'd be using grass-type are for grass-type moves. The physical attack that it has meant that it has. Wait, what did I type? The physical attack that it has is meant to back up the poison-type attacks it can use. But in all honesty, the only poison-type attack worth anything in this generation is Toxic. You can also acquire an Abra in what I like to call the Bridge Rote, meaning the grass that is to the left of the bridge north of Cerulean City. The problem with Abra is that all it knows is teleport. This makes it difficult to train, but also to catch. You either blah blah blah. This was a bad idea of doing it in one take, but whatever. You get what you get. You have to either A, try to catch it right off the bat, or B, put it to sleep and try to catch it then. Either way, Abra is a great Pokemon to have if you're willing to put in the effort to evolve it into Kadabra. Unfortunately, you have to trade it for it to evolve into Alakazam, so Tough Cookie's trying to do that on an emulator. Even if you don't evolve it into Alakazam, it's still a very reliable Pokemon. A little later on, you can also nab a Meowth. Meowth is pretty par for the course in terms of stats, but once it becomes a Persian, it's a force to be reckoned with. It can learn a plethora of attacks and is deadly with Slash's high crit rate. If you want a normal Pokemon and didn't want to settle for any of the options before, this is a spectacular choice. Although if you really do want to hold out for a better normal type, then I'd suggest waiting for Chansey or Kangaskhan. I'll get to those later. Lastly for this video, we have Mew. Yes, that's right, Mew. To get Mew, and this is going to be tricky, so try to keep up. To get Mew, you'll need to go through a process I will explain as best I can. Please pay attention. First, you will need a Butterfree with Teleport or Sleep Powder. This also works with Clefable because there's a TM for Teleport a bit later. However, Butterfree is the best choice. Next, beat everyone going up the bridge and every trainer to Bill's house except for the trainer in the bridge route stretch of grass and the youngster with the Slowpoke. It may take some trial and error figuring out which one it is, but, just save before you battle him. After that, save. For God's sake, save. You'll have to be just out of the first trainer's line of sight. Take one step into his line of sight to where he would normally confront you for a battle, and pause immediately after you take that step, so it pauses before he comes up to you asking for a battle. If you've done it right, you should be in the pause menu. After that, simply use Teleport with Butterfree to get back to Cerulean Pokemon Center. It isn't too noticeable if you've done it right, but you'll know if you've done it right soon enough. Let's see. Then all you have to do is go up the bridge. The game will pause automatically. Do not go into any sub-menu. Simply unpause and you'll be in an encounter. Then you'll be face to face with a level 7 Mew that only knows Pound. Remember Sleep Powder? Use it on Mew and try to weaken it as much as you can without killing the thing. You'll have to catch it with a Pokeball. You'll have to catch it with a Pokeball because I don't think you can actually have a Great Ball at this point in the game. This can take numerous tries, but eventually you'll nab yourself number 151. After all is said and done, go to the trainer who had the Slowpoke and battle him. Teleport back to the Pokemon Center and save. Congratulations, you now have Mew. That's all for now. See you all in the next part, where something might happen. Bye-bye now.